Hey there, friend. Let's talk about something we all care about: feeling good, staying strong, and making the most of every day, no matter what age we are. Have you ever noticed how, after 60, life feels a little heavier sometimes? Like getting out of bed takes a bit more effort, or running errands leaves you winded quicker than before. Maybe you've shrugged it off as just getting older. But what if I told you there's a way to not only slow down the clock, but turn it back, even by a decade? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick with me because today we're diving into a daily habit that could add 10 years to your life. And the best part? It's simpler than you think. Now, before we get started, I want you to picture this. Imagine waking up without that stiff, achy feeling. Imagine having the energy to play with your grandkids, take that trip you've been dreaming about, or even just walk through the grocery store without needing to stop and rest. What if you could feel younger, stronger, and more alive, starting today? That's exactly what we're aiming for. And it all starts with one habit that combines 3 powerful steps. These aren't gimmicks or quick fixes. They're science-backed, easy-to-do actions that work together to boost your energy, sharpen your mind, and keep your body moving for years to come. Let me give you a quick sneak peek at what we'll cover. First, we'll talk about how something as simple as staying hydrated can make a huge difference in how you feel. Then, we'll explore why moving your body, even a little, every single day, is like pressing reboot on your health. And finally, we'll wrap up with a mindset shift that can transform the way you age, from the inside out. These 3 steps work hand in hand, like gears in a well-oiled machine. But don't worry. We'll take it one step at a time with practical tips you can start using right away. All right, let's dive into the first step. You might be surprised where we're starting. Water. Yep, good old H2O. Now I know what you're thinking. Water? That's it? But hear me out. As we age, our bodies change. That thirst signal we used to rely on, it gets weaker. By the time you feel thirsty, you might already be dehydrated. And dehydration does more than just make you tired. It can cause confusion, muscle cramps, even raise your blood pressure. Think of your body like a garden. If you don't water the plants, they wilt. Same goes for you. So how do we fix this? Let's break it down into 2 simple actions. First, make hydration a ritual, not an afterthought. Instead of waiting to feel thirsty, set a routine. For example, drink a glass of water first thing in the morning, before coffee or tea. Your body's been without fluids all night, and this kickstarts your system. Then, keep a reusable bottle with you throughout the day. I like to keep mine on the kitchen counter as a visual reminder. If plain water feels boring, jazz it up. Add slices of lemon, cucumber, or even a splash of 100% fruit juice for flavor. Second, pair your hydration with movement. How? Try this. Every time you refill your bottle, do a minute of gentle stretches or march in place. It's a tiny habit that adds up. More on the power of movement in a bit. Now I'll never forget my friend Marjorie's story. She was in her early 70s and always felt sluggish. After switching to sipping water throughout the day, instead of guzzling it all at once, she noticed a huge change. Her headaches vanished, her digestion improved, and she even said her skin felt smoother. It wasn't magic, it was consistency. Wait, before we move on, here's a pro tip. If you're worried about bathroom trips disrupting your day, try sipping slowly instead of chugging. Your body absorbs it better, and you'll avoid that bloated feeling. And if you're someone who's on diuretics or has medical concerns, always check with your doctor before making changes. Now here's the thing. Hydration isn't just about drinking water, it's also about the foods we eat. Ever notice how fruits like watermelon or cucumbers practically drip with moisture? Those are nature's way of giving you a double dose of hydration and nutrients. So snack on berries, oranges, or even a bowl of soup. They're all hydrating heroes. Okay, so we've covered the first step, staying hydrated to fuel your body and mind. It's a small change, but trust me, it lays the groundwork for everything else. And here's the exciting part. When you pair this with the second habit we'll talk about next, you'll start to feel a shift in your energy and vitality. Now that we've got hydration sorted, let's tackle the next piece of the puzzle. You ready? In the next part, we'll explore how moving your body, without overdoing it, can work wonders for your heart, joints, and even your mood. We'll break it down into doable, everyday actions that fit into your life, whether you're a seasoned exerciser or just starting out. When we talk about staying young, we often focus on what's happening inside our bodies, like hydration, nutrition, or even our mindset. But here's a truth we can't ignore. If your body isn't moving, it's aging faster than it needs to. Let's get real for a second. I know some of you might think, I'm not exactly built for marathons, or my knees just can't handle what they used to. And you're absolutely right. Our bodies change. But movement isn't about pushing limits. It's about preserving freedom. The freedom to get up without wincing, to chase a grandkid, or to simply enjoy a walk without needing a rest halfway. Let's start with the big picture. Why does movement matter so much after 60? Well, think of your body like a car. If you leave it parked in the driveway for weeks, what happens? The battery dies, the tires go flat, the engine seizes up. Our bodies work the same way. Without regular motion, our muscles weaken, our joints stiffen, and even our brains feel foggy. But here's the good news. Research shows that even small amounts of daily movement can slash your risk of heart disease, improve balance, which keeps you independent longer, and even boost mood by releasing those feel-good brain chemicals we all crave. So how do we make this work without overdoing it? Let's break it down into 3 simple, science-backed steps. First, move little, move often. You don't need to spend an hour at the gym. Instead, think of movement snacks throughout your day. For example, every time you boil the kettle, do a minute of marching in place. While waiting for the microwave, reach for the sky, then touch your toes. These tiny bursts add up. Studies show they can improve circulation and keep your muscles engaged. Second, prioritize daily walks. Walking is the ultimate anti-aging tool. It's free, low impact, and adaptable to any fitness level. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I can't walk far. That's okay. Start with 5 minutes a day. Yes, just 5. Then slowly add a minute or 2 each week. Use a cane, a walker, or grab a friend for company. The goal isn't speed, it's consistency. And here's a pro tip. Wear a pedometer or use a phone app to track your steps. Seeing progress, even 100 extra steps a week, can be incredibly motivating. Let me share a story about my neighbor, George. He was in his mid-60s and had given up on walking after knee surgery. He told me he felt trapped in his own home. So, we started small. He'd walk to his mailbox each morning, then to the end of his street. Within 2 months, he was joining a local walking group twice a week. Last I checked, he's planning a hiking trip with his son. It wasn't about being fit. It was about reclaiming his independence, one step at a time. Third, add gentle strength and flexibility work. Now, I know strength training sounds intimidating, but hear me out. You don't need weights, just a resistance band, like this one, or even a soup can. Try seated leg lifts, arm curls, or wall push-ups. These exercises keep your muscles strong, which protects your joints and makes daily tasks easier. Pair this with stretching or chair yoga to maintain flexibility. Think of it as oiling the hinges on a door. It keeps everything moving smoothly. And here's a bonus. Movement isn't just physical. Ever notice how a walk after a tough day clears your head? That's because exercise acts like a natural antidepressant. It boosts blood flow to the brain, sharpens focus, and even helps you sleep better. One study found that older adults who walked regularly had larger brain volumes than sedentary peers, meaning better memory and slower cognitive decline. That's like a fountain of youth for your mind. Now let's address the elephant in the room, pain. If movement hurts, it's easy to avoid it altogether. But here's the key. Pain isn't always a stop sign. If you have chronic issues, talk to your doctor or a physical therapist to find safe options. Often, gentle, guided movement is the best medicine. For example, water aerobics takes pressure off joints while building strength. Or try Tai Chi, which combines slow movements with mindfulness. Think of it as meditation in motion. Let's recap. Step 1 was hydration. Step 2 is movement. Together, they're a powerhouse. Water fuels your muscles and joints, while movement keeps them strong and supple. But here's where things get even more exciting. When we combine these 2 habits with the 3rd step, your mindset, you'll unlock a level of energy and joy that might feel like turning back the clock. Before we dive into that final piece, take a moment to reflect. What's one small movement habit you could start tomorrow? Maybe a 5-minute walk, a few stretches while watching TV, or a dance break to your favorite song. The key is to pick something that feels good, not something that feels like a chore. Let's talk about something you can't see, touch, or measure with a gadget, but has everything to do with how you feel as you age. Your mindset. That's right. How you think about getting older might just be the most powerful tool you have for staying vibrant and strong. Now I know what you're thinking. How can my thoughts really affect my health? But science says they do. Studies show that people who view aging positively live longer, recover from illness faster, and even walk faster than those who see aging as a decline. It's like the difference between a glass half full and a glass half empty, except this glass holds your future. Here's the thing. We're all influenced by the stories we hear about aging. Maybe you've caught yourself saying, "I'm just getting old," when your knee aches or you forget a name. But what if those words are shaping your reality more than you realize? Think of your brain like a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, "I can't, I'm too old," that's exactly what grows. But if you nurture thoughts like, "I'm capable," or "I'm getting stronger every day," your mind and body will start to follow suit. Let me share a story about my friend Clara. She turned 70 last year and told me she'd been dreading it for months. "I'll be ancient now," she said. But then she made a decision. Every morning, she'd write down 3 things she loved about aging. At first, it was tough. She listed things like more time for hobbies or wisdom to share. But over time, her list grew. She started noticing how her grandchildren asked for her advice, how her cooking had gotten better with practice, and how she could finally read without rushing. A year later, she told me, "I don't feel 70, I feel timeless." That shift didn't erase life's challenges, but it gave her power over how she faced them. So how do you cultivate this kind of mindset? Let's break it down into 4 simple steps. First, reframe your self-talk. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do that anymore," try adding "yet" to the end. "I can't do that yet." It's a small tweak that opens the door to possibility. And when you notice negative thoughts creeping in, like "I'm too slow" or "I'm falling behind," replace them with gratitude. For example, "My legs are reminding me to take breaks. I'm grateful for their strength." Second, celebrate progress, not perfection. Remember, this isn't about being perfect at anything. It's about showing up for yourself day after day. Did you drink a full glass of water today? Great. Took a 5-minute walk? Even better. Every small win is a brick in the foundation of your health. And here's a pro tip. Keep a victory journal like Clara did. Jot down one thing you're proud of each day, no matter how tiny. Over time, those entries become a reminder of how far you've come. Third, surround yourself with positivity. You've heard the saying, "You're the average of the people you spend time with." Well, that applies to your thoughts too. If your social circle is full of folks who complain about aging, it's easy to fall into that mindset. But what if you intentionally filled your life with stories of people thriving after 60? Follow inspiring accounts on social media, join a club where members stay active, or volunteer somewhere that makes you feel needed. Energy is contagious, so choose yours wisely. Fourth, stay curious. One of the best ways to keep your mind young is to keep learning. Take a class at the library, try a new recipe, or learn to use that smartphone feature you've been avoiding. Curiosity keeps your brain nimble and reminds you that growth doesn't stop at 60, it just takes a different shape. Now here's the beautiful part. Mindset doesn't work in isolation. It's the glue that holds everything together. When you believe you deserve to feel good, you'll stick with those hydration habits. When you see movement as a gift, not a chore, you'll find joy in walking or stretching. And when you treat yourself with kindness, you'll prioritize rest, nutrition, and connection. These 3 habits, hydrate, move, and mindset, work like a trio of superheroes, each one making the others stronger. Let me leave you with this. Aging isn't about slowing down. It's about redefining what's possible. My grandmother used to say, "You're only as old as the stories you tell yourself." And she lived by that, learning to swim at 75, hiking Machu Picchu at 80, and teaching me to dance until her final days. Her secret wasn't magic. It was choosing to see aging as an adventure, not a sentence. So what's your story going to be? Will you let age define you, or will you define what age means to you? The choice is yours. And here's the best part. It's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, today is the perfect day to plant a new seed. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one thing you're doing this week to boost your energy and joy? Maybe you'll inspire someone else to take their first step. And if this video gave you a spark of hope, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on living your best life, because you deserve to feel amazing, no matter your age. Thanks for being here. You're not just aging, you're evolving. Keep going, my friend. See you next time.